All right. I am a bit early, but I wanted to make sure that I got all my devices up here and I could see my comments. So just bear with me a second. If you can hear me, please let me know. And I will get started. All right, I'm a couple of minutes early, so we'll just have a little chat before we get started. Tonight I have, as promised, the remaining items from my pre-order. I showed you a whole bunch last night, so if you missed that video, you can go to my YouTube channel or on my Facebook page for the replay. Tonight I have a few more goodies to share with you, and then we are going to be doing the Global Design Project Challenge. And if we have time, we might even do the Casing Tuesday. We'll just see how it goes. So yes, the products that I'm going to show you tonight are from this new mini catalog that starts in September. And let me tell you, the things in here are fabulous. And there's also some items from the September online exclusives. As a demonstrator, I'm able to pre-order those. If you would care to become a demonstrator, you can pre-order them too. If you need information on that, just give me a shout at andersonshell@gmail.com and I would be happy to explain everything to you. All right, so I can't show you anything in that catalog as per Stampin' Up's policy. However, I can show you the products. Drink of water here, and we will get started. And I'm going to need some scissors because I didn't open this ribbon. This is the Balmy Blue sheer ribbon, and it is from the mini catalog. And check that out. It is just gorgeous. Let's put that on some white cardstock. Check that out. Isn't that nice and subtle? Beautiful. All right. The next one we have is Shaded Spruce and Gold ribbon. If I can get into here without cutting my ribbon. There we go. Let's get rid of all these pieces of plastic. And this is a wider ribbon. It is 2.2 centimeters. 7/8 of an inch. And it is as soft as butter. Beautiful, beautiful ribbon. That's going to make gorgeous bows. And that Shaded Spruce and Gold. Next up I have some more of those faceted snowflake gems. I showed you some of those last night. Those are also an online exclusive. And, oh, here's our first bundle. This is an online exclusive. It is called Snowflake Kisses. And it is a photopolymer set. The greetings say, if kisses were snowflakes, I'd send you a blizzard. Winter is warmer when we're together. Happy winter. May the chill of winter be warmed by love and friendship. Be warm and well. Let it snow. To you and yours. Sending warm hugs. Lots of love. And you're one of a kind. So some great greetings. But for me, the star are the dies. first off, there is this great big snowflake die with a cutout in the center. There's a hole in the center of it. Then there's another circular die and a cluster of snowflakes. And then we have a corner snowflake die, some standalone dies, and a little tag die. So I'm really interested in playing with that one. The next one is a standalone stamp set. Once again, it is photopolymer, and it's called Woodland Scenery. There's a house, some trees, a deer, a sled, some wood, snowflakes, smoke, and a bear. I don't know why, but this one just spoke to me. So, I mean, and the size of it, not only is it going to be good for cards, but it's going to be good for tags too. I think that's where my mind was going a little bit. This is a set of dies. It's part of a bundle, but I didn't get the bundle. I only got the dies so far. And it's called Branching Out Dies. And you can see why I got them. I got them for these nesting wonky cornered rectangles. I don't know what you would call that shape, but I thought it was beautiful. And there's a vine here and a pine cone and some berries and some pine boughs. So that is going to be great as well. And then this is the Delicate Pines stamp set, and it's photopolymer. Lots and lots of stamps in there. There's a branch, pine cone, some smaller branches, snowflakes, celebrate the season. It's the most magical time of the year, and warmest wishes are the greetings. And once again, the dies are the star of the show for me. Really, really pretty. I especially like this one. It's got the greenery spray, and then you could put a poinsettia or a pine cone or whatever you want right in the middle. I think it's pretty. So that's going to be fun to play with too. And the Elegant Snowflake DSP is the last item that I have to share with you. This is an online exclusive as well. It goes with this Delicate Pines bundle. So I'm just going to flip through here and show you the different patterns. Gorgeous, gorgeous patterns. More snowflakes. And some green snowflakes. This is my favorite one, I think. It's like, I don't know whether it's black or whether it's Secret Sea. I think it might be Secret Sea. Let me see. It is Secret Sea. Secret Sea with all the different branches and berries. It's gorgeous. On the flip side, and then we have pine cones and snowflakes. And the flip side, and here's another gorgeous one. And the flip side, I love that one too. So some really pretty, pretty paper. Anybody who knows me knows that I just absolutely love DSP. All right, so let's get this together and get it out of the way. And why don't we use this one tonight for our GDP challenge. I'm going to pull in some balmy blue and white cardstock, and I'm also going to pull in a piece, oops, I guess I didn't need to do that, it slid at the top, a piece of this gorgeous brushed silver foil that I showed you last night. And I'm sure that we can follow this sketch and come up with a card. All right, I'm going to set the foil aside and we are going to cut some cardstock. All right, our card base is going to be 8.5 by 5.5. And then this matte layer, I'm going to do 5. Let's cut that at 5.5. Let's cut it at 5.5 and then cut it down. 3 3/4 by 5 is going to be my matte layer. And then I'm going to cut a 4-inch strip off here. And that way I'll be able to do some die cutting with that. All right. Hi, Sharon. Glad to see you're here. We are going to, you know what? I'm going to grab an embossing folder. I am going to grab an embossing folder. Bear with me just a second. I need to grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I have grabbed the Snowflake Sky 3D folder. I am not sure, but I think this is retired. But that's okay. We're going to use it anyway. I just want some snowflakes on this balmy blue cardstock. So let's run this through and add some interest and some texture. Any embossing folder will do. All right. There is that gorgeous folder. Just to add a little interest to our card. Now, we need, let's get this out of the way, to score our cardstock at 4 1/4. There we go. And we'll just press that nice and flat. Now I just thought of something. This is the way my mind is going. Okay, I wanted a thicker border around it, but I'm going to die cut snowflakes to put on the front of my card. If I can get them off this. I'm wrestling with it. There we go. I'm going to use 2 different ones. And I'm going to bring in my mini just because it's easier to get in the camera view. And let's see. Oh yeah, I can get 2 on there. So let's cut this down to size a couple of times because we want lots of snowflakes. All right. Let's run these through and see how they turn out. Ooh, pretty. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Super cute. Now let's do this one. This one's a little more detailed. And let's poke out these pieces that didn't fall out. All right, I'm just going to put them on this blue card stock so you can see them. Aren't they pretty? All right, that can go in the trash, and we'll do the same thing again. Alright, where's my die holder? Don't want to lose those. So set that up there. So pretty. Alright. Once again, this one we're going to have to poke out. And I like that there's a little texture to them because this foil is textured. It gives a little something something to it. And I think for now we're good. Let's get rid of all this little bits. And now we're going to need our sketch back in here. We need a greeting. Let's use the Let It Snow. That seems appropriate. Let it snow. And you know, the die set from that other bundle I showed you, where is it? I was sure that one of these had, oh it does, it's this one, has a greeting die. We're going to use that die. Alright, let's get some Memento black ink and a block, and we'll load up the stamp and find some cardstock. I have lots of scraps laying here, so I'm going to use it. Hey Melanie, glad you could join. And let it snow. I'm going to clean this stamp because it didn't stamp very well. Oh, that's better. Much crisper. All right, we will grab our little mini again and die cut this. There it is. That looks pretty good. I'm just going to put a bit of tape on there. My son went to a national ball tournament last week. His team made it to the nationals and they were held in Vancouver. And Of course, his flight was Air Canada, and he's been stuck in Vancouver since Sunday. Can't get a flight home on any airline. So he's hoping to get out tomorrow night. Oh, is that ever cute? Can you see the little die-cut snowflakes on the edges? Where's that paper piercer? That is super cute. Super cute. All right, we'll get rid of that. And let's bring in our bits and see what we can create. This paper is crooked and it's bugging me, so I have to fix it. There we go. All better. All right, dimensionals. Every girl's best friend. I was telling the girls, Melanie, before you got here, that I did another video last night with the new products. It's on my YouTube channel and also on my Facebook page if you want to catch the replay for that, to see some of the new goodies. Oops. And let's see if we can line this up first shot. No, we cannot. It's going to take another try. I think that's better. Might not be perfect, but it is better. All right. I have this little strip of the balmy blue left over. Oh, I just thought of something. That gorgeous ribbon, what did I do with it? That will add some pizzazz, won't it? All right, we need 3 snowflakes on the front. 1, 2, 3. I should have put that ribbon on before. I really should have. Wonder if I can sneak it in behind. It's a work in progress, my friends. I think I put dimensionals right smack in the middle. Oh, look at that. I lucked out. All right, I'm just going to top that off and leave it for a minute until I figure this all out. And I think we were going to go like that, but I think I'll put the ribbon across. That's what I'm going to do. All right. I'm just going to do a little knot with this gorgeous shimmery sheer ribbon. Oh, not too shabby for a first try. Let's trim these down. Beautiful. Now, I'm just going to let those, I'm going to cut this one a little shorter. I'm just going to let those tails do their own thing, because if I put a glue dot on there, it's going to show, and I don't want that. All right, mini dimensionals. Can I use them? No. On this one I can. That's all right. We'll do 2 one-dimensionals. 1 there. We'll bring this one in. Hi, Carol. Glad you could join. 1 down here. And this guy is going to have to be glued on because I can't get a dimensional on him. He's too small. And it's been a long day, so I'm not going to try cutting mini dimensionals in half. We're just going to put this guy on flat, like so, right over that ribbon. I'm just going to hold that for a bit, and hopefully I don't get any glue on foil. We have to be careful of that because it's almost impossible to get glue off of foil. All right, so what am I going to do with this? This little guy is going to go on the inside, so I can pop that down there. Beautiful. So we have pretty insides. Now, I'm going to put this. I don't think I'm going to use that blue piece. I think I'm just going to pop this. Where's my sketch? My sketch says it's going to go across here. So if that's what the sketch says, that's what we're going to do. Maybe I will scooch this one just a bit, if I can. And that way, more of my snowflake will show. You know what I'm trying to do here? Because we don't want to cover up all those gorgeous snowflakes. All right, let it snow. So this is going to go right there. How pretty is that? Now, I have another idea. Somewhere, bear with me a second. I am looking for something. Just bear with me 1 second. Check it out. There is a piece of that Elegant Pines DSP, and I'm going to cut a piece of that. Let's go right here. There we go. And I've got my envelope here. I'm going to take my tape runner and cover the flap of my envelope. And just like that, we are going to have a snowflake envelope that's going to match. Well, not match, but coordinate. Easy peasy. There we go. Let's get that out of there. And there we have a pretty envelope and a pretty card, but it's missing something. We have lots of shine and shimmer, but we don't have any bling. So let's bring in these traditional sparkling sequins. These are new in the fall mini. And I'm going to take the big jumbo ones. Oops. Where did that come from? Right there. We're going to take these big jumbo ones in Balmy Blue and check that out. And these are nice and flat. They're actually sequins that are glittered. So they're nice and flat. They're not going to add any bulk whatsoever. Put one on the inside too because it's so flat that we can do that. And maybe, just because I can, there we have it. That, my friends, is our Global Design Project card. I hope the camera's picking up all of that beautiful sparkle and texture. So that's entirely with new products. All right. Anybody who'd like to stick around, we're going to do one more card. This is the Casing Tuesday Challenge. And I'm going to think about it as I put my dies away, because I'm just flying by the seat of my pants here. I didn't pre-plan anything. So we will pop these dies and this stamp set away, and we'll find something else to play with for this card. All right, what else have I got here? Let me look at some of the new products that I got last night. Let's use the Christmas greenery. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous bundle. And I'm going to use the flower image. And I think that's the only image I'm going to use. Oh, I'm going to use the die if I could find that. Might as well get that out and ready. So that's Christmas greenery bundle. Now we need to decide on some colors. Oh, you know what? I have an idea. I have an idea. I have an idea. Last night I showed you these words for the season dies, and I'm going to use one of those for the greeting. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, I'll just use this one. I'm going to pull this one back in. Now we got to decide on colors. How about bubble bath and something rich? How about pretty peacock? Those two get together. Or do I want to go pretty in pink? Or not pretty in pink. Yeah, pretty in pink. No, I think the lighter one. All right, paper trimmer. Problems with your tablet. Oh, that's not good. There's that one. There's that one. And we have white left over from the last card. Now, where's my sketch? Oh, right in front of me. I need some kind of a shape. Bear with me a second. As I said, I'm flying by the seat of my pants here tonight, so I haven't pre-picked anything. I think I'm going to use die cuts. I'm going to use die cuts for my shapes. And the die cut I'm going to use is leaves. I'm going to use this leaf right there. I don't want to use circles. For some reason, tonight circles seem boring. Alright, so for the inside, we're going to need a piece that is 4 by 5 1/4. My card base is going to be pretty in pink. So we have that. And then I'm going to need a piece and let's cut this in strips because I'm going to need to die cut these. So we'll just 1 3/4. Should be lots. 1. All right. There we go. Let's see what we can do with what we've got started here. Where is my mini? And we'll get some leaves. And I'm going to do them in pretty peacock. Just to be different. And what I'm going to do is where you see in the sketch here, where you see the circles, I'm going to replace the circles with leaves. This may be a total flop, but that's okay. It may be beautiful. You just never know till you try. All right. Paper piercer. See, if I had planned this out, I could have pre-cut these leaves. So, did you all see my post today about the news from Stampin' Up? I posted breaking news. They are retiring the Stampin' Right markers. Effective immediately. They go on the last chance list tomorrow while supplies last. And then they're also phasing out red rubber stamps because they're having real hard problems sourcing some of the materials needed, and then other materials they can't source them. So basically what the materials they have in stock is what they have. So those are going to be phased out starting in November. And with that, because our stamps will all be photopolymer, they're going to new packaging. The new packaging is going to be similar to our stamp cases, from what I can tell. The hard plastic envelopes. And that means it's going to take a lot less space to store our stamps. So, lots of news on the Stampin' Up front this morning. So, it's going to be exciting to see how that all plays out. Alright, I'm going to do one more and we'll see if we have enough, because these are going to be quite large. So what have you guys been crafting with? I know Carol sent me a couple of cards that she's been making. What have you been up to, Mel? All right. Let me get this out of the way. All the way out of the way. And we'll see what we've got. All right. I think I'm going to cut another pink. Base. 3 3/4 by 5. And that is where I'm going to put these leaves. So we'll just lay these out. And I want them to go off the edge of the page as well. Look at that. Just enough. All right. Let's get some adhesive. I'm going to do it the fast way with my tape runner. Start at the bottom. Oh, decorating your journals. Good for you. Well, that's crafting. As long as you're doing something creative. And as I'm putting these on, I just thought of something else I want to do. It's kind of morphing into, but I guess that's what these challenges are for. They're to get our creative juices flowing. Oh, Carol's back. She was bouncing in and out. Nothing worse than computer troubles. Well, that's good to hear, Mel. I think that once I get these on here, I'm going to take my paper trimmer. If I can find my mini, there's my mini. It will make it easier. And we're going to flip this over and trim off all the edges. Just like so. There. I think that's more interesting than polka dots or circles. Or that's how my brain is working tonight anyway. All right. Now I think I want to emboss this. Just to add some added texture. So I'm going to use a new embossing folder that I showed you last night called Gathering Leaves. And this is huge. You can do 2 at once if you wanted to. So let's move this before I lose it. Grab the big guy. And we will add some texture. Snap. All right, let me get this out of the way and I'll show you up close all the gorgeous texture. Now you gotta bear with me because there's a delay in my camera. I don't know if I'm in the right spot. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Just adds a little something, something. Okay, moving on. Card base. And I need my scoring tool again. And I've got it buried. If you could see the mess that I'm in here, it's not funny. I cleaned this off before I started the video. And I've got myself into this much space already. We're scoring our card base at 4 1/4. And let's see if I can get that. Yeah, I like that. I like it, I like it. All right, we need a piece of white cardstock big enough to stamp our... Is this big enough? Look at that. It is. Perfect. I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus because I want a nice crisp image. So I know I'm going to want to stamp it more than once, probably. Whoops. I shouldn't say anything, but my pups are being very, very good tonight. Last night they were barking and jingling their bells and wanting outside. It was funny, but all right, that's a nice image. Oh, she's warm here under the lights tonight. Let's die cut this right away. I'm gonna have to cut that off and bring in our plates. Now to line this up so I don't cut anything off. I think I have it. I think. I'm trying to get a piece of tape here and I'm moving the camera. I'm sorry. I have my tape clamped onto my camera mount. Not a real good place to put it, huh? Okay, let's have a look. How did we do? Survey says pretty darn good. All right. Now we get to color. I want bubble bath. And I'm sure it's in here somewhere. That's pretty in pink. This is probably bubble bath. Light bubble bath. Dark bubble bath. And I want pretty peacock. All right, I'm going to color my flowers pink and I'm going to do my leaves in the pretty peacock. While I'm coloring this, I want you guys to enter in the comments what color you think I should do the bow. I don't want to do it pink. So see what you think I should do the bow. And if you come up with something, all right. There we go. A little bit more dark in there. And we will move on. Actually, this time I think I'm just going to do the light to start with and then I'll add the dark. Usually I do it the other way, but this is a really light color. So I'll just wash it with the light one and then I'll add some depth with the darker one. Good enough. I don't see any comments on color. Help me out, ladies. Or are you waiting to see with the pretty peacock? Oh, this image is pretty. And this doesn't have to be, I mean, it's a Christmas set, but this does not have to be Christmas. at all. Add some color to those stems. There we go. What color, what color, what color? Let's put this all together so far. We have that. Oh, I think I need to add a little depth. Maybe I'll do the bow in the dark. What do you think of that? Gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. Might regret it. Time will tell. I think that's okay. I'm just going to add a little depth. And then I'm going to go back to the light one again. And blend it out a little bit so it's not so harsh. All right, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that one. Now, we have this. Where's my sketch again? I'm supposed to have a greeting going across here. So, let's find a piece of white cardstock. There's lots of that. And let's find, what did I do with that? I think I want to use, not that one. This one. I really like that, this guy here. So I'm going to die cut a couple of these. And good idea, ladies. Good idea. See? Many ideas are better than just one person's. I will try the wheat pastilla. And I'm sorry, but I have to turn this fan on. I know you'll probably hear a little bit of it, but I'm dying here. Okay. So, I've got two in case I mess up, because I probably will. Oops, get off there. All right. I think I also want I'm going to try it. Because I have the scrap, I'm going to try it. I'm going to go, how big is this? 1/2 inch? Yes, it is. So this one will be 3/4. I will, Carol. All right. I think I want to do this behind it. And how long is this? 2 3/4. We're going to do this to start. Too much. Alright, that's going to be beautiful. Now let's see if I can stamp the greeting without messing it up. I'm just going to say lots of love on this one. That way I can use it for any occasion I want. That's a trick out of Carol's book. Alright, lots of love. I'm going to lay that down and pick it up again. Cross your fingers that I don't mess up. And I'm sorry if my head's in the camera. Bueno. But I don't know if I like it in black. I think it should have been done in peacock. So it's a good thing I have two. Let's give this a quick clean off to the side. And we'll try it in peacock as well. And then we can make a decision. Boom. All right. I definitely think it should be the peacock. Definitely, definitely. So let's get some adhesive on this guy. And we'll get it mounted here. And get on there. And then I'm just going to take my snips and trim it. There we go. Alright, let's get some dimensionals on this guy, because everything's better with dimensionals. Alright, do I want ribbon? I think we should have ribbon, don't you? But what color? I have an iridescent one that would be beautiful. Let's try this. Let's try this. This, see how it just takes on whatever color it is? What do you think? I think that one will work. Won't it? I think it will. Yep, yep. We're going with it. So, before I get those dimensionals off there, this is a very frilly and feminine card. Beautiful. Slide it all the way over here. See if I can make it do what I want it to do. Might need a glue dot on this one, even though I don't want to. Get them out here. There we go. Let's Trim these down. There we go. A little bit of sparkle makes everything better. And I think that will pair well with the Wink of Stella we're going to put on it. There we go. Now, I need some dimensionals on here. I don't know whether you can hear the girls wrestling in the background. It's playtime now, apparently. I spoke too soon. Alright, where's my sketch? There's my sketch. Something like that. And then I figured you could. Can you hear the fan as well? All right, let's get these backings off. I think we got them all. And let's plop this right there. And of course I put a dimensional right in the wrong place. Don't know if I can get it off. Yes, I can. See if I can. Nope. All right. Get rid of that. I'll get a little drop of glue. And we'll just tuck that down. Like so. All right, Stella. So, Stella on the bow. And maybe Stella on the flowers. Just to give them a little dewy goodness. I'll just give them a hint. I put 2 coats on the bow. I think I need a little push here. Do you ever do this and spritz it all over your card? Ruin your card? I've done that a time or two. There we have it. That is my take on the Casey Tuesday challenge. Now let's find a little more sparkle. A little more sparkle. What am I going to put on here? Having a look-see for something special. And as you can tell, I have lots of choices. All right, I am going to go with, I lost them now, opal rounds. They're shiny, they're clear, And they'll add a little, just a little more sparkle. Got it stuck to my finger here. There we have it. So that's our Casing Tuesday. And what did I do with our other card? Ah! Call the cops in this dungeon. I told you I was in a mess. Oh, I found it. And here is our global design. So I hope that you like them. I hope that you like the products that I showed you earlier. Like I said, I showed a whole bunch last night. Anyway, I appreciate you guys coming, and I hope it inspired you to get crafting, whatever you're crafting at, because, you know, it's good for your health. It's known that crafting lowers blood pressure, lowers stress levels, so use what you have, my friends, and get crafting. I don't know for sure if I'll be back tomorrow or not. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I will. Until next time, have a good night. Bye-bye.